Good evening, guys, and happy Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces. I'm so thrown off, guys. I keep thinking today is Monday, which I guess is a good thing because everybody hates Mondays, and since it's not Monday, I guess that's a good thing, right? But anyways, I ended up actually getting a lot of things done today. I did laundry, sort of. I didn't actually wash any laundry, but I did go through all of the laundry baskets of the dirty stuff, and I ended up sorting everything so that it is ready to go when I need to throw a load in. I just don't have enough really right now to run one, so I'm thinking by tomorrow I probably will. And then I also got dishes done, another load too, because I've been pretty behind with laundry, or with dishes, and so I got that done. And then I also ended up actually cleaning the bathroom, which I have not done. I didn't do last week because I was sick, so I got the bathroom like fully like cleaned, like deep cleaned, like cleaned the shower, the tub, the sink, toilet, the like mirrors, and you know, all that stuff. So I got all that done today, and then I also edited and uploaded as well, although I didn't get to quite as much as I had wanted to today, but I still was able to get to a good amount, which was pretty good. So again, that was all good. I also sort of finished my Meyer list. I didn't completely finish all of it, but I did wind up going through all of the coupons that were available and went through and sort of did all of my matchups for everything. And now I just sort of need to, again, write everything down and, you know, like exactly what I'm planning on getting. So I got that done. Like I said, that was pretty much everything for today, which actually seems like a lot. And I was actually up a little bit earlier today, which I felt like was good. The weird thing though is that I woke up, I think at 7 o'clock, like when Jack left for school, and I was awake. And I was like, okay, this is good. I'm awake at 7 o'clock. And then all of a sudden, I don't even remember falling back asleep. But I woke up again in like a couple hours later, and I was like, what just happened? I was like, I don't even remember falling asleep. Like, I was like, oh cool, I woke up at 7 o'clock. I was like, that's great. And then it was like 10 o'clock and I woke up and I was like, what happened? So anyways, I think I was telling you guys though in yesterday's vlog, I was like, it's starting to feel like fall. And it's funny because actually when I checked the forecast like last week, it looked like Friday it was supposed to be really cold. I think it was supposed to rain on like Thursday, and then it was supposed to get really cold on Friday. It actually looks like it's still supposed to rain on Thursday, but then Friday is actually supposed to only be like maybe a degree or two colder for the high. Like it's still supposed to be like 75. And then on Saturday it's supposed to be really cold for like 2 days, like only like 60s or so. And then it's supposed to get like warm back up at least a little bit. But then it looks like next Friday is supposed to be really cold. But it said that last week, and then it looks like this week is not actually supposed to be. So that most likely will still be pretty cold for the football game, like actually at the football game. But during the day, like when the sun's up, it's normally really nice and, you know, warm out and everything like that. It's like when the sun goes down though, like that was how it was last week at the football game. I was like, wow, this isn't too bad, you know, like the temperature and everything like that. Like, you know, it felt warm almost out, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have dressed like way overdressed like I felt like I did 2 weeks ago. I think I was telling you guys too, I was like how you know, like I felt like I was super overdressed. I brought blankets, like I had an extra jacket with me, I had my winter hat on, like all this kind of stuff. And I ended up going to the football game not last week, but you know, 2 Fridays ago, and I was like, I feel really dumb because like I look like I completely overdressed, and like everybody else there was like, you know, in like barely like long sleeves, and I was like, great, like, you know, I look like I'm just completely way too over prepared. And although I didn't need the jacket, I actually was completely comfortable at the football game like 2 weeks ago. Then last week I was like, okay, well it looks like it's going to be the same temperature roughly. So I was like, I'm not going to dress as warm as I did. Like, you know, I'll dress, you know, warm. I'll just layer up like underneath, but I still like wore a sweatshirt and then like 2 layers underneath that, like a thermal, and then like a another sort of thermal, like more of like a pullover sort of over that. And then I wore the sweatshirt over that, but I didn't bring the jacket, which I did 2 weeks ago because I was like, I didn't need it and it was dumb to have brought it. I ended up bringing a blanket, which I definitely needed. Plus I had also needed the second blanket that my mom ended up bringing, because she ended up bringing like this really heavy like knit like sweater sort of thing, which I probably should have done. Like that would have been really nice nice to have had. But I didn't know what to wear underneath it, and so like I always like representing the school too. So I like to wear it like, even too, if I wear like a sweatshirt or something like that, like, you know, I'll wear like just the jacket then, and like, you know, still like wear the sweatshirts. So like, and normally like, I guess sometimes I'll zip it up, but like, you know, again, I like to at least represent. So when I'm all bundled up though, like you can't see that I'm wearing anything. So that's why I was like, I have that really, really nice warm sweater, that's like really, really thick that my mom just got for me. It's so stinking warm, but, and like I said, the like knit is like so thick. And that was sort of what my mom wore on Friday, and she was like not cold at all, because she kept going, do you want my blanket? Like, we just had like the one blanket over our legs, but then I took hers and put it over myself because I was cold. But in my defense, I am like always cold. It's just the football games I'm way colder. So that's why I always dress way warmer. And like I said, I probably look ridiculous because I look like I'm bundled up crazy when, again, I'm not, like, it's not actually that cold. But sitting outside for that long, I wind up getting cold. So, but the thing is too, is that I layer. So I don't just, normally I don't wear a winter jacket to the football games. I wear like 4 layers underneath, and then I'll wear like a giant sweatshirt. And it doesn't look like that puffy, because normally I wear like thin layers, but like thermal layers underneath. So like I said, I have a whole process, guys. I've done this for multiple years, you know, since Matthew was in youth football, and then too, like when Jack was in football, like, you know, when I was coaching Jack when he was in youth football, you know, I knew how to dress warm because it was literally every single night that we were out at, you know, practices and in the freezing cold. I knew how to dress pretty warm for those practices and for the game too. So it's funny though, because actually the football games were normally warmer for us because they were normally like on Saturdays during the day, and then football practices were normally freezing cold because it would be really late at night, like on a weekday, which is actually funny too, because I'm thinking about it now. The football games for the high school are colder than like in youth football because, like I said, we played on Saturdays. But the practices for the high school kids are actually probably warmer than they were when they were at youth football, because we would practice always after the varsity, like, you know, and the high school football team. Normally we would a lot of times practice on the football field, or else we'd practice at the park that was sort of down the street from it. And so either way though, it was normally like they would, you know, our practices normally ended up actually being later practices. So, but, you know, the football kids in high school actually probably have warmer practices than they did in youth football, if they were, like I said, you know, the ones that were on our team. But the games are colder because, like I said, those can go pretty late at night, like they 10, almost 11 o'clock. On very rare occasions have they ever gone that late, but like at least sometimes 10 o'clock. But normally the game's over by 9. It's, again, depends on how long. And, you know, again, too, sometimes for us, if it's running clock, like we're getting blown out of a football game, then they, you know, like it can sometimes end earlier. So I forgot what I was saying about everything. Something about it feeling like fall, and, you know, it's getting cold out and everything like that. But yeah, I don't know why I'm actually like, I've had this weird like winter sort of like almost like, I don't know, Christmas sort of feeling recently, and I was like, that's really weird. Why does it feel like Christmas to me? Like it shouldn't. Like, I don't know. Also too, because basketball started. The Bulls had the first like preseason game, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, like it's basketball season too, and the hockey just started too, and baseball's just ending. Like, I think this is the last week for baseball, before, like, you know, the Cubs aren't in the postseason, but regular season I think ends this week. So for me, pretty much watching baseball's over. But yeah, like I said, that's, you know what else is really weird too, thinking about it now? The baseball, when the Cubs won the World Series, that they went into, I think they had the parade like the very beginning of October, like October 2nd or 4th or 5th or something, like, or not October, November, like very early on, I think. And the weird thing is that I remember it was really hot that day, I think. Like not insanely hot, but it was actually very warm for like November. And I remember because I think they were like commenting on that, like how warm it was. But like I said, that's why we like never know. Like it could be really cold like right now, but then all of a sudden we could get this huge like heat wave, and then all of a sudden it's warm again. But the weird thing is that, like I was saying, it's starting to feel sort of like Christmas to me, and I don't know why. Like, I just feel like I'm like, I gotta start like getting prepared, like, you know, for Christmas, like start thinking about cookies and start thinking about like, you know, what I'm gonna buy for people for Christmas presents and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, really? Like, I don't know, it just feels really weird, like, to start almost preparing for Christmas already when I'm like, I don't know, football's not even over yet, like, and that's normally the start of like fall. And you know, I don't know, I feel like we need to get some bonfires too, though. That's the one thing that I feel like we only had like 1 or 2 over the summer. But the tough thing is that like too, when it's 90 degrees during the day, it doesn't cool off that much at night for you to need a bonfire. Like tonight and like after football game sort of nights are like the perfect, but everybody's completely exhausted after football games, so nobody wants to do a bonfire. But like on the weekends and stuff like that, again though, it's tough because my mom works and she's normally working night shift, so like a lot of times, so that's sort of when she's getting up would be a good time to like do a bonfire. That would be like her mornings on the weekends. But anyways, so yeah, I don't know, I feel like that's one thing that we haven't really done hardly at all, and especially too, I don't want to miss that opportunity in the fall, you know, because I feel like that's the best bonfire time. So, and we finally have our bonfire pit area back behind the garage, you know, sort of all set up and everything like that, that I'm sort of, you know, like, yeah, I want to take advantage and use it. So anyways, guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.